Hey, my first video I think was a little bit long, so it didn't make it to YouTube, but I hope this one does. Again, people, I've made call outs right now because I have spent 4 to 5 years, going on 6 years, studying this redemption manual. And finally, that I started putting it into use, I'm finding out that a lot of stuff I'm not saying a lot, but I'm saying there's a good percentage right now that it ain't really what's happening. Okay, with this book, it explains how we're supposed to become free, how we're supposed to operate under letters of credit, certain scenarios with dealing with police officers, traffic stops, going into courts. Now, I've seen myself on YouTube that there was some guy out there in Oregon who, he stood up against the policymen, and ended up getting his firearm back without giving them his name, without giving up his ID. So people, yes, it does work to an extent. But I'm reading a lot of things that, like I said, people like Mr. Robert Kelly, they're being sued, or they're catching a lot of backlash because they're doing things that ain't right. You can't lean, and I can't get off this enough, but I'm going to tell you like this, people, public, when a man or woman is in prison, you don't have an exorbitant amount of money, if any. I know the state of Florida, they don't pay you at all. At all. The Florida Department of Corrections is so completely corrupted in Florida. In Florida, it is 98% punishment, 1% rehabilitation, and there's another gray area. And you better pray to God that you fall within that 2% somewhere. Because down here in Florida, they can lock you up for a lie. There's a lot, especially in Duval County. They got a prosecutor here named Angela Corey, who is completely and outright wicked. That woman does not deserve to hold any type of office, especially dealing with law. She's broken the law herself and has gotten away with it. Smacks on the wrist. Okay, you've got the union official down here who helped steal money out of the Allied veterans. But this was the same guy that was on TV years ago, a couple of years ago. I think it was between 2009 and 2011 or 12, where this guy was on TV ranting and raving how it's unfair that officers are getting laid off because there's no money in the budget. But yet and still, you help rob people. You stole. But 9 times out of 10, you're sitting in Club Fed, relaxing. They're not going to put you in with the people that you've locked up. Okay? This sovereignty movement is supposed to help people free themselves from tyranny. But you have people within this movement who all they seek is to line their pockets, the same as the officials do. Because I'm going to say it again, people. If I had 100 or 300 or 400 or 700 million dollars in credit, I wouldn't even think about charging a person for anything. This is my question to you secured party creditors. Why do you charge so much? I understand the time, the work, and the labor, but why so much? If you're operating under these letters of credit, i.e. you should own your land, your home, you should own everything that you have. Yes, that's what the hold harmless indemnity agreement is about. That's what the security agreements are about. But if you're charging these people all this money, then Robert, Dean Kelly, Marianne McCutcheon, Eileen Lawrence, even down to Fawn Johnson and Mrs. Cole, why are you charging people such astronomical amounts of money? Haven't you seen the economy nowadays? People with and without records are having a hellacious time getting a job, let alone scrounging up money to pay you. People have children to feed. They have houses and rent and car notes and insurances and all other type of bills to pay. Me personally, I tell you why I'm doing this. Because I would have liked to alleviate some of these things. I would just like to be able to bear arms. I would just love to be able to, pay certain taxes, not all. I would like to learn what it is to operate as a free, living, flesh and blood, sentient being, as you put on all your paperwork. But I tell you what, in order for these questions to be answered, I gotta pay. So how does that benefit anybody but the person doing it? All I'm saying to you people is, now the questions are being asked, and none of them seem to want to answer without charging you a fee. So is it worse in public, or is it worse in private, or both? You get back to me, bjnative71@gmail.com. Have a good day.